Good afternoon, my awesome friends. Oh my gosh, you know what it is. It's Wednesday, and that means it's budget meal under $5. Oh, yeah, I love joining in with this group. They are full of inspiration and great tips on how to put some meals together on a small budget, and it isn't easy with food going up so much. This is an awesome channel. Please go check her out if you're not already following her. She always comes up with so many beautiful ideas, creative ideas, and most of it's all on a really nice budget, and tries to explain how we can live cheaper with a little effort on our part and thinking a little before we start cooking. So make sure you get to check out her under budget meals under $5. We join in on quite a few collabs like Tea Tuesday, as you can see. She also joins in on my Coloring Party with Friend 2023. We do this every week, and she's always there, always giving love and support. So this is a friend you want. You want to build up friendships with friends that are going to be there for you. Our first meal of two is going to be a Sloppy Joe mix. And this Sloppy Joe mix, I originally spent 99 cents for this package. I bought 24 of them. Now these same packages go for $2.99. I think once I run out of the package ones I already have, we are not going to be having Sloppy Joes, but maybe every 2 or 3 months, because this seems ridiculously high for just a seasoning package. And why it would have went from 99 cents to $2.99 seems a little bit over inflationary, even with the cost of labor and fuel. Don't you think? Well, this is going to be a simple, easy meal that anybody can do. I did put it together on a budget to try to cut down on how much it's going to cost. I used a half a pound of ground beef instead of a pound. And I also made a mistake when I filmed this. I used Hunt's tomato paste when I should have used Stater Brothers, because Stater Brothers is about 20 to 30 cents cheaper. Now the bread I used, we used French rolls, but you could have easily used regular bread, but I don't know if it would have been any cheaper. This made 6 sandwiches, and we only used, like I said, a half a pound of ground beef. And we used a half an onion. The onion I cut in half. I used half for the Sloppy Joes and half for the next meal that we're going to make. So we're just doing the best we can with what we can. We're trying to get this meal put together as cheap as we can. And this fry pan is a little bit on the small side, so even though it looks like I got a giant pan full of ground beef and onion, it is a smaller fry pan, and that's why it looks so full. And that is a half a pound of ground beef, and that is a half an onion in there. I browned my ground beef first before I put my onion in. Well, I would say about half brown before I put the onion in, because the onion doesn't take that long to cook, and the meat takes a little longer, because my husband likes everything well cooked when it comes to meat. And so it makes it where it all comes out pretty good. And like I said, we're trying to get this thing done on a budget. We're trying not to spend a lot of money, and you just do the best you can. In this day and age, it's just hard to do anything. And so on this one, we used a half a packages of seasoning mix, a half a pound of ground beef, a half an onion, and a can of tomato paste. But I like tomato sauce better than tomato paste, so it's optional which you want to use. I like the tomato sauce better because it tastes lighter, and the tomato taste isn't quite as strong. But everybody is likes different things. So I always give you options and tell you what you can do. You don't have to add onions if you don't want to. You could easily even add a little bit of rice if you wanted, just to stretch this meal a little bit more. I didn't do. It's telling you right here the little different twists that you can do with this Sloppy Joe mix. And that's why I said maybe add a little rice to this and make that feel a little more filling, make the sandwich look like it has more stuff on it. And, we just got to think of ways to make things look like they have more, when really you're spending hardly any more. And that is the trick to everything. Once my onions are done and my meat is done, I added my half a package of seasoning mix. And as you see, it still looks pretty generous. I did put a whole can of tomato paste, and I probably shouldn't have. And I'm just sharing with you the bad news. I must have deleted accidentally my finished product. That sounds terrible. I don't know what happened to it. But I did want you to know that did make 6 sandwiches. And I didn't add any rice to it, but I think next time I make it, I'm going to add the rice. And I'm going to show you how it looks if I don't delete it. And just share what we do when it comes out. Now, my second dish, I used 3 seasonings on this. I used Italian seasonings, lemon pepper, and garlic salt. That is my seasonings to go to. Now, that other half of hamburger meat that I didn't use, it'll be used for this dish, and this is 2 cans of Stater Brothers beef gravy. Now, they are only 99 cents, not on sale. That's their normal price. And I used a half a pound of ground beef and a half an onion and 2 cans of gravy. And I also cooked a cup of white rice, and that was enough food for me and Grandpa for 2 meals. So I thought we did pretty good. So the meat was $3, the onion was $1.25, the rice we'll say was $1, and we got a meal. And it made 2 meals for both of us apiece. So I thought that turned out really, really good. And you got to do what you got to do, guys. Things are going up. And always look at the store brands. Like I said, the store brands work really just fine. Now I'm just showing that I boiled the water, and I'm going to put, that was 2 cups of water I brought to a boil, and then I put my white rice in there, and that gave us a lot of rice. And it was enough that we both had generous portions to have 2 meals apiece. And here you see all the rice it made from 1 cup of rice. And now we're going to add it to this wonderful gravy, and it tastes really good. And that's what I'm trying to say. You can make a meal that looks tasty, is tasty, and it goes a long, long way. We have to start thinking out of the box. We need to start thinking how we can make meals that are going to be great. To put a sloppy Joe meal together was pretty pricey. It was $10.38. Now you might say that went over the $5 budget, but I'm saying no, it didn't. There's me and my husband only. We had 6 sandwiches. You divide 3 into the $10, because that would be your meal for 2 people. And it came out to $3.99 for both of us. So that's about $2 a sandwich. So it wasn't cheap, don't get me wrong. But we did go over, but we still got under budget because we made those sandwiches. Now the rice and ground beef and gravy was a little bit cheaper. It came to $3.65 for me and my husband both to have a meal. But we made 2 meals. So that ended up being pretty reasonable too. You can't beat that. I mean, you got some good meals, and it was under $5 each. What do you think?